G'day, it's Pete here, and I'm back for Hand of the Week. Now, this hand came from a recent tournament, the TBIB Swiss Pairs that I was playing in. And I was actually a defender on this hand, but there was lots of different options on this hand. This hand had it all. It's got things about end plays, unblocking, entry issues, squeezes, choices of line. It's got really a lot of different factors, and it's just a really interesting hand to try and consider. Anyway, we'll jump right in and I'll talk through a few different lines of play that you can go through. And I'm not going to do the math on it because that's not really my forte. But if someone wants to try and work out what the best line is or what the percentages are, go right ahead. But let's just jump right into it and have a look. So you've got this 21 count, that's unbalanced. So I'd start with one diamond. I wouldn't open a game force on this. The auction at our table went something like this. They reversed. Their partner bid 2 spades, which just showed a 5-card suit, and they worked their way to 3 no trumps after this. Okay, and you get the Jack of Clubs lead. So here's your hand. So you have 26 high card points, and it's sort of going to be a struggle because you have no real entries to this north hand. This blockage in spades is a really bad thing. Now, there are sort of 3 main lines that you could be taking here, and I'll talk through all of them, and then also one of them gets really interesting and things vary up depending on what the defense does. So the first line is, if we count our winners, we've got 1 spade, 1 heart, 2 clubs and a diamond. Now some people think that winning a club with the queen, cashing the ace of clubs, ace of spades, and then just throwing the opponents back in, they have to either give you an entry to the spade hand or start attacking these red suits, which can get really awkward for them. Now, when would that actually work? So let's try and work out what could happen. So first of all, if you do that and clubs are 5-3, you're going to be in some trouble. So if it goes queen of clubs, ace of clubs, and we cash the spade and exit, then the first thing that they can do is they can cash a couple of clubs and they'll probably play something like a heart. And we'll get 2 heart tricks pretty easily most of the time. Even if East is the one that leads through once, they have to do some untangling there. So if they do that, then we might get even 3 heart tricks. But what will get tricky is if East ever can push 1 diamond through, if we optimistically say we're getting 3 heart tricks, 1 spade, 2 clubs, we still need 3 diamond tricks. And if East just pushes a diamond through once, it's actually going to be really tricky for us to actually manage that before they can take 5 tricks. They're probably going to get 2 club tricks as best case scenario, a heart trick, and if East pushes through a diamond once, they're probably going to be able to score 2 diamonds. Or if they can't score 2 diamonds, they're probably going to score 2 hearts and a diamond. So I don't actually like the line of winning the first club, cashing the ace of spades, and exiting ace of clubs club, because I feel like the opponents will be able to untangle it. There's a pretty tricky hand. It's not a terrible idea, but this sort of approach of just trying to end play them and hope that we continually end play them, it's tough to see how we'll actually wind up with enough tricks by doing this. So it firstly needs clubs to break pretty well, needs some favourable things to happen elsewise. So if we look at another possible line, so we'll get back to 3 no trump and get the Jack of clubs. So the next one is that we try and work on diamonds ourselves. So if we could get an entry to this 10 of diamonds, and there's a couple of ways that we can actually do this, then we might be able to get 3 spade tricks, 2 club tricks, 3 diamonds and a heart. We've now got an idea that even if we lose 2 diamonds, we might be able to still get there. But we've now got a way of possibly getting 9 tricks. So let's look at a couple of different ways that we could use this 10 of diamonds as an entry. So the first one is that there is a king-queen doubleton diamond, and we just play ace of diamonds, watch the queen or jack fall, and then play the jack of diamonds, it wins, and then we can cross over to that 10 of diamonds. So that's option number 1. Another possible option, which has some decent ideas, is leading a low diamond towards the 10. So this is how I think the hand should actually play out. So let's start delving into this, because we really go down the rabbit hole on this hand. It's pretty tough to see what actually happens. Now, I reckon ducking the first club is a reasonable idea, just to try and block up the suit if the suit breaks 6-2 or something like that. So we win the ace of clubs, and we need to untangle this ace of spades as soon as possible, so let's do that now. Okay, so if we start with a low diamond towards the 10, first of all, if West has King, Queen, Doubleton, Diamond, we're still in business. But what happened on the hand is West thought for quite a while and then hopped up with the Queen. Okay, so now we have a couple of different options after this. They return a club and don't need all the spades, so we win that. So they've now returned the club. If we think West hopped in with the diamond from Queen, third diamond, that means that the king is now dropping. So if West has made a defensive error here, we can actually just lay down the ace of diamonds, the king will drop, and we cross to the 10 of diamonds, and we are all good. Now this is an option because West actually thought for quite a while and before hopping in with a queen of diamonds. But if West has just Queen, Doubleton, Diamond, and we cross the ace of diamonds, we're going to be in a little bit of trouble. The other option, which is far from obvious of what we can actually do here, is come out the jack of diamonds. Okay, so if we look at the tricks we've got so far, we've got 3. And if we come out the jack of diamonds, if the opponents take this diamond, they score the king of diamonds, but if we count our tricks, our 10 of diamonds will now be an entry. So we'll be able to get 3 spade tricks. We'll be able to get the 2 club tricks we already had. We'll have the heart trick, and we'll score 3 of our 5 diamond tricks. So if the opponents take this jack of diamonds, and on the hand, if it goes like this, if they take this jack of diamonds, we now have created an entry to that 10 to be able to cash this king, queen of diamonds. But one issue is we're also running out of entries to our hand. So when they push through a heart, we've got the ace of hearts, but if we take this heart finesse and it loses, the opponents will be able to cash too many tricks. If we take the heart finesse and it wins, we'll make an over trick, and that's not the main reason for taking the finesse. But if we take the ace of hearts and play a diamond to the 10, it's now our 21 count that is stranded for entries because of the way we've played this hand. So if we were doing this, we would have to actually finesse a heart here, and on the hand that actually works. So what we can do is then play a diamond to the 10, and we cash our 2 spades, and then heart back to our hand, and our diamonds are good. So that was one line of play. So I'll just quickly recap it. We first touched on diamonds by leading low towards the 10. Now what this is actually hoping for is that West has Queen, Doubleton, Diamond, or Queen, third diamond, and that they hop in with it. If West ducked on a Doubleton, King Doubleton, Queen Doubleton, then what happens is when we cash our ace of diamonds, all our diamonds will come good. We'll score 4 diamond tricks, and that'll be a bit better off. And it's very normal for West to hop in with the Queen of diamonds there. Alright. So that I was leading low diamond towards the 10, hoping West has Queen Doubleton. So I was going to mention that we go pretty far down the rabbit hole here. So let's look at what actually happens if on that same line of play, but things get a bit more interesting. So we duck the club and another club, and we win. So that they could have put up the king, they can duck, it's fine. So we start with a low diamond, and they hop in again, and they return another club. We let go of our spade, and now we come out the jack of diamonds. We can see that if they take the king of diamonds at this stage, we've created that entry to the 10, and they lead a heart through, forces us to take the finesse. But when that works, we actually come to 10 tricks. What happens if East is really on the ball and ducks the diamond? They sacrifice their diamond trick. We should have cashed the ace of spades earlier, but yeah. So pretend that happened a round earlier. When they duck the king of diamonds, they're giving us a diamond trick, but we're actually struggling to get to that north hand. So let's open up the cards at this stage and see what actually happens from this stage. So what we can do is we can then cash the ace of diamonds, and everyone just lets go spades when they get chances to, and we run our diamonds. So okay, so East West have two tricks at this stage, and if West lets go a club, then you can just come out a low heart and they win the 10, and they'll cash a club, but then they'll have to lead a heart back into ace queen. So West actually has to pitch from Jack 10 third, and this is the stage that we get to. Now, we can see all the cards, and what we actually have to do here is lead ace of hearts, queen of hearts, or just come out the queen of hearts, and that'll work. How do we know to do this is that if there's any other distribution, by the way, coming out the queen's probably the best, but it does give you some extra guesses when you're trying to work out what West's shape is. But if West has an entry, we're going down. So we have to make sure that West doesn't get an entry, and we need to guess what the heart distribution's like. Now, we know West has two, well, it probably has two hearts. They've thrown all their spades. It looks like they've got 5 clubs because East didn't return one. So West is down to 2 hearts. Now, if that's the king, we're going down. They've got lots of tricks. So we have to assume the king's over in this East hand. Now, if East has king 10 and we exit with like the queen of hearts, they return a low one, there's nothing we can actually do. So West having the jack 10 of hearts is actually required at this stage for cashing out these tricks. So here where East found the good play of ducking the diamond, which sacrificed their diamond trick but stopped us getting 2 spade tricks in return, we can still make it because West had both the jack 10 of hearts. So another tricky end position. And finally, I'll give us the play of the hand of how it actually happened at our table. So we're in 3 no trump, and we get the jack of clubs lead. This went duck, 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 and another club to the king and ace, and you unblock the ace of spades straight away. So after this, the low diamond came out, and as I mentioned before, West thought for a while and hopped in with the queen. Now, Declaro thought that the reason that they were thinking for a while is because they had queen third. So even on this hand where they thought that they had queen third, the club came back and they won. So now they thought that maybe we can drop the doubleton king of diamonds. So we cash the ace of diamonds, and the king doesn't fall, and they return another diamond. And East is in at this stage, and let's actually jump over to East's position here. So here you've just won the king of diamonds. You can see the good spades and dummy, and you just have to lead a heart. So you play a small heart, Declare pops in the queen, and now cashes their 2 diamonds. And as we mentioned, we can always throw some spades. Don't need those spades. And we get down to this position, and Declare now cashes the ace of hearts, and our partner follows. And what we have to do, we have to throw our king of hearts, because what we can see is if we hold on to that, what's going to happen is we'll win the king of hearts, yeah, but that's only our 4th trick, and we'll have to play a spade. So we have to unblock the king of hearts, hope Declare doesn't have the jack. And when they finally get partner in with the jack, our partner has their winning club finally to beat the contract. So this hand had a lot of different things, a few different lines of play. It had some end plays, it had unblocking, it had entry management issues, it had squeezes. So lots of different aspects of bridge, and the defense had to do some unblocking, they had to untangle things, but Declaro had suit combinations, trying to create entries. They needed to take finesses to keep entries alive depending on how the play went. So I hope you really enjoyed this hand. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye for now.